A very good morning, everyone. Myself, Vinita, working as lecturer in Government Polytechnic, Mirle. I like to welcome you all for session 6 on formation of steam. So, these are the contents that will be covered in today's particular session. That is the numerical example on entropy. Let us solve one problem on entropy, and then we're going to study the definition of steam table and their uses. And let us try to understand what you mean by a Mollier diagram. Then how can we read this Mollier diagram? And let us try to solve a problem on Mollier diagram. Okay, so in the previous session, that is in session 5, we solved the problem on how to find out the internal energy. That is, we know that the internal energy is the difference between the enthalpy and the work done. Keeping that basic formula in mind, we had find out the internal energy for the different condition of the steam. So next what we did, we studied the definition of entropy. What does entropy tells us? So entropy is a property of a system which increases with addition of heat and which decreases with the removal of the heat. That was the definition what we learned, and even we saw a small video which tells the entropy is a property, not the it does not depend upon the path. Okay, that we learned from watching a very small video. Then we studied various mathematical formula for the entropy. That is entropy for the wet steam, entropy for the dry steam, and what is the formula for entropy of water and for the superheated steam. And at last, we were able to solve a very simple problem on entropy, that is without using a steam table, how we can solve the problem on entropy. That is what we learned in the session 5. So now let us move on to the today's session. So if I want to solve a problem on entropy, I should know this equations or these formulas. I should remember these formulas. So what are that? The entropy of a wet steam, entropy of a dry steam, entropy of water, and entropy of a superheated steam. So if you make a table like this, it will be easy for you people also to remember the formulas. So at the end of this session or at the end of this particular unit, I'll make a tabular column where in that particular table you can see all the formulas that are required to solve the problem. Okay, for this today's particular session, these formulas are sufficient to solve. These formulas are required to solve the problem on entropy. So let us move on to the problem. So I'll read the problem once so that we can understand the problem and try to solve it. So what they've asked in the problem, determine the entropy per kg of superheated steam at a pressure of 20 bar and a temperature of 250 degrees Celsius. Assume Cp for superheated steam as 2.2 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. This is a problem what they have given. So what they have asked us to find out the entropy per kg. For 1 kg of superheated steam, we need to find out the entropy. So what I need to find out? I need to find out, yes, superheated. That is what he has asked in the question. So first you have to make a note of this. What you have to find out? You have to find out the entropy of the superheated steam. When the pressure is 20 bar. That is what I am going to tabulate in the given data. So what he has given? He has given P as 20 bar and temperature as 250 degrees Celsius. I have told you in the previous session itself, if I want to calculate the entropy, then I need to keep the temperature in absolute scale. The absolute scale means we need to keep the temperature in terms of Kelvin. That's the reason I am going to add. If I want to convert the Celsius scale into the Kelvin, then we are going to add 273 number 273 to the given value of Celsius temperature to convert that into the Kelvin scale. So the given temperature is 250. So for 250, I am going to add 273. So the answer what will get it is 523 Kelvin. This is the temperature. Okay. So assume Cp. What does Cp indicates? The specific heat of steam at given constant pressure. It is given as 2.2. They have mentioned in the problem itself. If they have not mentioned, I have told you already, you have to assume the value of Cp as 2.1. That is the standard value. Since they have mentioned the value in the problem, we will take that value itself. What they have given, they have given it as 2.2 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So in the problem, they have asked us to find out the entropy. Let us try to solve the problem. Let us find out the value for yes, superb. So from steam table, for corresponding pressure 20 bar. I hope you people have borrowed or your people have taken the steam table. I think now with you people you have the steam table, right? I hoping that you people have a steam table. I'll try to solve the problem because I have not scanned any steam table sheet on this particular slide. So I'm telling you people, please carry, whenever you want to watch this video, please carry a steam table book along with you people. Okay. So from steam table for pressure 20 bar, the T saturation temperature is what? 212.4 degrees Celsius. It is how much? It's 212.4 degrees Celsius. Again, we need to, if I want to calculate the entropy, what I have told you, we need to see first what you do is, so you remember the formula. What is the formula? We need to find out the superheated steam. Yes, superb equals Sg plus 2.3. Why 2.3? To convert the natural log into log 10, I am multiplying the equation by 2.3. Cp into T superheated by T saturated. So, you might ask me, why do I need to see the steam table? So, in the formula, if I want to calculate S superheated, then T superheated, that is saturation temperature of steam, is required. For that particular reason, we are going to see the steam table for corresponding pressure, how much? 20 bar. Therefore, for 20 bar, I am going to calculate T saturated. So, T saturated will be kept in Kelvin scale. So, in Kelvin, if I convert that Celsius into Kelvin, T saturation value will be 485.4 Kelvin. Remember, in the steam table, it will be in terms of degree Celsius. The unit of temperature will be in degree Celsius. So, you need to convert. So, only in case of entropy, you remember that only in case of entropy, and if you want to calculate volume, only then you are converting the temperature in Kelvin scale. You are keeping the temperature in Kelvin scale. So, the value of Sg that will be there in steam table, you can find out that the value of Sg in steam table is 6.337. Hoping that you know how to check the value. I have not pasted the steam table in this particular problem. Okay. So, the value of Sg is given as 6.337 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So, these are the two values that we are going to use. So, by using steam table, we are going to take these two values. What are that? The value of saturation temperature and the value of entropy, Sg, entropy of dry steam. So, I am going to write these two values. Then, I am going to substitute the value of Sg, and in the given particular formula, we know that S superb is given as Sg plus 2.3 Cp log base 10 T superheated by T saturated. So for this particular problem, I am going to substitute the value of Sg and then 2.3 into 2.2, the value they have given in the problem, then log 523 by 485.4. So take out your calculator. For log, you find out this value first. Okay, then you multiply with these two values and you get some, let us say you got an answer as A. Then you add this answer A with the 6.337. So the ultimate answer what will get it is at 6.5 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So it's a very simple problem where I can find out, since they have given everything. So by using steam table I can find out T saturation and entropy of the dry steam. So everything is known in the formula. So it's direct substitution. It's a problem where I can directly substitute everything and I'll get the answer. So these type of problem will be given for 5 marks. So let us recall the problem once. In this particular problem, they had asked us to find out the entropy, just the entropy of superheated steam, where when the temperature is 20 bar and pressure is 20 bar and temperature is 250 degrees Celsius. So in this condition, they had asked us to find out the entropy. So we know the formula. For this particular formula, we have substituted the value and we have find out the value of T saturation and Sg by using the steam table, and directly we have substituted and we have got the answer. It's a very simple problem. You can solve the problem very easily. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is steam table. Already now you have got an idea about the steam table. Then can you tell me what you mean by a steam table? So steam table is a one. Let us take an example of a steam table where all the values of steam will be available. What are the values that we have? We have the value for the absolute pressure, temperature, specific volume, sensible heat, latent heat of evaporization, enthalpy of dry steam, specific entropy of water, entropy for evaporization, and entropy for dry steam. So these are the values. What are these values called as? These are called as properties of steam. So how can I define a steam table? Steam table is a table where all the properties of steam like pressure, temperature, various enthalpies, various entropies and specific volume has been tabulated can be termed as steam table. So then how these values are obtained? So these values are obtained by conducting an experiment at standard conditions. So how we have obtained the value in the steam, the values that are available in the steam table, they are obtained by conducting an experiment under standard conditions. So once again I'll repeat, how can we define the steam table? So it's a table where all the properties of steam like pressure, temperature, various specific enthalpies, various specific entropies and specific volume are tabulated or available in a tabular form can be defined as a steam table. So in steam table, we have steam table in two types. One is the absolute pressure table and another is temperature table. So one is called as what? The absolute pressure table, where the first column will be the pressure. That means if we know the pressure, for that corresponding pressure, we can find out the other properties of the steam. So what can we do it? So in the absolute pressure table, if I know the value of pressure, so the pressure will be a dominating one in this particular case. So if I know the pressure for that particular corresponding pressure, I can find out the various properties of the steam. Okay, that is what called as absolute pressure table. So the second type of table is the temperature table, where the temperature is the dominating property. Where in this particular table, for corresponding temperature, if they in the problem, if they have asked the temperature, and if we want to find out the pressure for that particular condition, then that time we are going to use this temperature table. So the temperature will be a dominating property. So where by using the temperature, we are going to find out the corresponding value of pressure, volume, specific enthalpy and specific entropy of the steam. So what do you mean by steam table? Steam table is a table where the various properties of steam has been tabulated, can be termed as steam table. In steam table is available in two forms. One is the absolute pressure table and second one is the temperature table. So the absolute pressure table is one where the pressure will be a dominating property. So by seeing the value of pressure, we can find out the corresponding other properties of the steam. Similarly, the second type of table is what? The temperature table, where the temperature will be a dominating property of steam. By seeing the temperature, the corresponding value for other properties of the steam can be estimated. Then what is the use of this steam table? So steam table helps us to reduce the calculation, the manual calculations. It gives the exact value of the sensible heat, maybe a sensible heat or a latent heat, like that. Okay. So now let us move on to the next topic, that is a Mollier chart, or it is also called as enthalpy entropy diagram. So what is that Mollier chart is? It is also called as enthalpy entropy diagram. So the Mollier chart is defined as the graphical representation of steam table is called as the Mollier chart. So what do you mean by steam table? The steam table is one where all the proper values of properties of steam were tabulated, right? So in this, the values of the properties has been plotted. What we have done, we have plotted in the graph. So that is the difference between a steam table and a Mollier chart. In the steam table, the values of properties were tabulated. In the Mollier chart, it has been plotted. So what we have done, we have plotted the values of the various properties. This, the Mollier chart, is also called as enthalpy entropy diagram because the enthalpy will be in the y-axis and entropy will be in the x-axis. So it's a graph which is plotted against enthalpy and the entropy. Hence, it is called as enthalpy entropy diagram, or it is called as HS diagram. In the previous itself, I told you the x-axis indicates the entropy and the y-axis indicates the enthalpy. So usually this type of Mollier chart is especially used to solve the problem for isentropic condition. That means when the entropy is constant during the process. In that particular condition, this type of Mollier chart will be used. So this Mollier chart is divided into two sections. How we have divided the Mollier chart in two sections. This section is divided by a saturation line. The saturation line indicates what? Where the x will be 1. So the Mollier chart can be divided by two regions. One is called as a wet region, another is superheated region. So this saturation line divides the molar chart into two portions. One is the wet region and another is superheated region. Now let us move on to the problem on molar chart. First, I'll read the question once for you people. So even you people read the question once or twice till you feel that you have completely understood the problem. Okay. So I'm reading the question once. Using molar chart, find enthalpy drop and final condition of steam when it is expanded isentropically from an initial pressure of 30 bar and 350 degree Celsius to a pressure at 1 bar. What they are trying to tell us? So you need to find out the enthalpy drop. Okay. By how? By using a molar chart, you need to find out the enthalpy drop when the steam is expanded isentropically. From where? So from pressure 30 bar to 1 bar. So what is the given data? They have given the pressure as 30 bar. So the exit pressure is 1 bar. Okay. And temperature was 350 degrees Celsius. For this condition, you need to find out the enthalpy drop. So to simplify to understand the problem, just I'll write a turbine diagram, the line diagram of turbine. So to indicate, you can write it as 1 or 2, or you can, in this problem they are given it as A and B. Okay, so the entry condition is mentioned as A and the exit condition it is mentioned as B. Okay, so I need to find out the difference of enthalpy HA minus HB. This is what they have asked us to find in the problem by using a molar chart. What we need to do it? We need to find out the difference of the enthalpy at the initial condition to the enthalpy at the exit condition. How? By using a molar chart. So this molar chart is available in the steam table book itself. At the end of the steam table book, this molar chart will be it will be folded at the end of this book. It will be folded. This molar chart will be available in A3 size. Okay. Hence, I am unable to take the scanned copy of the molar chart. Instead of that, I have taken a line diagram to explain you people. Okay. So as already we told you, it's a enthalpy entropy diagram. Open your molar chart. Please open your molar chart right now itself. So once you open the molar chart, what is the initial condition? What he has asked? He has given that P1 is 30 bar. So for 30 bar, so please open the molar chart. For 30 bar pressure, this is called as pressure lines. So there will be you can say a pressure curve, or we call it as a pressure line. So just see the pressure lines. So stop at a point where the pressure is 30 bar. Understood? What I told you people, please look for the pressure line where the pressure is 30 bar. Okay. So then I know that pressure is 30 bar. So but in the initial condition, they have given two properties. One is the pressure, another is temperature. So in the molar chart, now the next thing is that I need to search for temperature line. What is the temperature they have given? They have given it as 350 degrees Celsius. Now I need to search for the temperature line. So the temperature line will be in this manner. So you search for the temperature line where we can see the temperature as 350 degrees Celsius. Okay, did you got the point? So let us mark a point at the intersection of the pressure and the temperature line. This is what they have given in the problem itself, right? They are given the initial condition as 30 bar and the temperature as 350. So what I'll do it, I'll take the pressure line and I'll take the temperature line. So the intersection of these two lines, I'll mark that the intersection as A. So you people take out the pencil and mark that intersection as A. Okay. Then what I'll take out your scale and draw a straight line. Okay. Did you got my point? So what we did, we have taken the pressure line at 30 bar and temperature line at 350 degree Celsius. This is the condition what they have mentioned in the problem itself. So this intersection line, the intersection of pressure and temperature line, I'll mark that point as A or 1. That's left to you people. Okay. So mark it as A and take out your scale and draw line, or just keep your line straight so that it will intersect with the axis of the Mollier chart. So the point, so with this point, the value of enthalpy at this particular point is HA. Understood? So I'll show it here itself. The value of, so if you draw a straight line, so we know that the y-axis indicates the enthalpy, therefore the HA. So if I at this particular point, I'll get the value of HA. So what is the value? We have got it. So the value of HA is 3120 kilojoules per kg. Okay. So now I got the value of HA. Then what? I need to find out the value at the value of enthalpy at the exit condition. That is, I need to find out the HB. Then how can I find out HB? So what they have told that the steam is expanded isentropically. What do you mean by the isentropic process? That means the entropy of the system remains constant. That is, S1 equals S2 or SA equals SB. This is a condition what they have told us. That is, the entropy remains as it is. There is no change in the entropy. That is the meaning what they have given isentropically. Okay. So for that particular reason, so from next class you bring the longer scale, that is that's a 30 centimeter scale. So you place the scale at the intersection of A. Okay. So we know that the entropy is constant. So it's an isentropic process. So keep your scale vertically. In the previous, to find out HA, we have placed the scale horizontally. Now you place your scale vertically in this particular region. Okay. So what I am doing? I am placing the scale vertically such that what is the exit condition we have? We have the pressure as 1 bar at the exit. Okay. So next, my work is to search for the line where the pressure is 1 bar. So I'll search for the pressure where it is 1 bar. So I'll draw a straight line. I'll draw a straight vertical line till it reaches the pressure line, 1 bar pressure line. So the point where the straight line, the isentropic line meets the pressure line will be marked as point B. So what I am doing, since the process is isentropic, I am drawing a straight vertical line downwards till it reaches the pressure line at 1 bar. So I'll mark that intersection and I'll call that point as B. Then again place your scale horizontally and you'll get the obtain. So in the y-axis scale, so if you draw a straight line, you'll get the value of HB. So the value of HB is what? It is 2450. Then what was the question that asked in the problem? they have asked us to find out the drop in the enthalpy, that is the difference in the enthalpy, that is the difference between HA minus HB. Now I got the value of HA directly and HB directly. I am going to substitute that value in this particular equation, and I'll get the answer as 670 kilojoules per kg. Even by using steam table you can solve the problem, but in this particular problem they are not given the value of x. That will matter, but you can use but it will become a very lengthier process if I want to solve the problem by using a steam table. So the Mollier chart makes the problem very simple. So I'll repeat once again. So what we did, so the initial condition what they have given it as 30 bar and 350 degrees Celsius. So I'll search for the pressure line where it is 30 bar, and I'll search for the temperature line where it is 350 degrees Celsius. So the intersection of temperature and pressure point will be marked as point A. Then I'll draw a straight horizontal line. So that this horizontal line, the intersection line, will yield me HA. In the problem, they have mentioned it as an isentropic process. Therefore, since the entropy remains constant, I'll draw a straight vertical line so that it's an entropy process. So I'll draw a straight vertical line till it meets that point 1. That is the pressure line at 1 bar. So again what I'll do, I'll draw a horizontal line, then I'll take the value of HB. So then since I need to find out the enthalpy drop, I'll substitute the value in this particular equation, that is it's the difference between the initial enthalpy and the exit enthalpy. I'll substitute these values, and at the end I'll get the answer as 670 kilojoules per kg. Now let us move on to the second problem. So I'll read the question once for you people. A sample of steam at 200 degrees Celsius and a pressure of 7 bar is first expanded at a constant enthalpy of 3 bar and then at constant entropy to 0.5 bar. With the help of Mollier diagram, determine the change in entropy and enthalpy during this process. So what they have given? They have given a sample of steam at the initial condition is what? They have given at the initial condition the temperature is 200 degrees Celsius, the pressure is 7 bar. Okay. So in the first condition, when the steam is expanding from 7 bar to 3 bar, the enthalpy is constant, that is the H is constant. So if I see, we have 3 conditions. Again, I'll draw a turbine so that this I say is an initial condition, the mid condition, the exit condition. This I'll call it as A, this as B, and this as C. So what they've asked in the question, when the steam is expanding from 7 bar to 3 bar, we have the enthalpy is constant. That means, can I write like this? HA equals HB. Am I right? Yes. So that is what they have asked in the question. The constant enthalpy, that is from 7 bar to 3 bar, the enthalpy is constant. HA equals HB. And then at constant entropy to 0.5 bar, that is when the pressure is expanding from 3 bar to 0.5 bar, the entropy is constant. Which is constant? For this two process, the entropy is constant. This is the mid condition and this is the end condition. So I can write SB equals SC. This is what they are given the problem. Okay. So with the help of Molia diagram, so I need to determine the change in entropy and the enthalpy during the process. Okay, so the same procedure what I followed in the previous problem, I will continue same thing. So what I'll do from the Molia diagram. So this is a Molia diagram. So what was the initial condition? That he has given us 7 bar. So first thing is what? I need to search for the 7 pressure bar line. Pressure line for 7 bar. So if I say this as the 7 bar pressure line, I'll run this. So let us take this as a 7 bar pressure line. What is the next thing I did? So we need to search for the temperature line. What is the temperature he has given? He has given it as 200 degrees Celsius. So I'll search for the temperature line where the temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. So this is 7 bar line, pressure line, and this is the temperature line. The intersection of this two line, I'll mark this as A. So this is the initial condition. So the intersection of pressure line and the temperature line, that will give me the A. Okay. So I'll draw a straight line. Then I'll find out HA. So HA is what? 2850. Okay. So in the beginning itself, I told you that since he has given that it has a constant enthalpy process, the HA will be equal to HB. Therefore, I'll write it as HA equals HB, it is 2850. Okay. So next, and I'll find out SA. How will I find out SA? So the x-axis will give me the entropy value. So keep your scale vertically. So this point will give me the value of SA. So I'll make a note of that value. What I did, first I search for the pressure line where the pressure is 7 bar and temperature line where the temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. So the intersection of these two lines, I marked it as A. So I'll draw a horizontal line. By drawing a horizontal line, I'll get the value of HA. Since while expanding pressure from 7 to 3 bar, since it's a constant enthalpy process, HA will be equal to HB. So the same value, the value of HA will be equal to HB. So I'll make a note of that value. Then what I'll do, I'll draw a straight vertical line so that it will meet the x-axis of the Molia chart. That x line that will yield me the SCA value of SCA. Even though I'm going to note down that value also. Next, what I need to find out? I need to find out, since it is a constant enthalpy process, HA will be equal to HB. Now I need to find out SB. Okay. So what I'll do again, since it's a constant enthalpy process, I'll draw a horizontal line where the pressure will be 3 bar. What? I'll search for the line where the pressure is 3 bar. I'll draw a straight line till it meets the point B. The pressure line at 3. Okay. So then at that particular point, since it's a constant enthalpy process, so there is no change in the enthalpy remains same. That is the meaning. So that's why I'll write a straight line. So at that particular point where the where the pressure is 3 bar, the intersection of the straight line and the 3 bar line, the pressure 3 bar line, I'll draw a straight vertical line downwards that will give me the value of SB. So from second to the third process, since it's an isentropic process, SB will be equal to SC. That is what I told you. The SB will be equal to SC. So I'll note down the value of that S. Okay. Then what do we need to find out? I need to find out the value. Since we have three conditions, I need to find out HA, HB, HC. Similarly, SA, SB and SC. Now we have find out HA and HB and SB and SC. Now it's the time for us to find out HC. So the process from B to C, it's an isentropic process. That is, the entropy is same. So what I'll do, I'll draw a straight vertical line till it meets the pressure line at 0.5 bar. Okay. So the pressure it meets at 0.5 bar. I'll mark this point as C. Then I'll draw a horizontal line at HC. The point at this, the value of at this point will give me the value of HC. So the value of HC is how much? 2535. Understood? So now I got all the three values. Since the process B to C is isentropic process, SB will be equal to SC. But in the question, they have asked us to find the change in entropy and change in enthalpy. So, the first process is what? The change of entropy. The change of entropy is how much? It is 7.24 minus 6.84. So the change of entropy during what? The first process, that is when the enthalpy is constant. So if the enthalpy is constant, the change in enthalpy is what? It's 0. It's obvious, right? So HA minus HB. If I substitute, since I got the same value, the change in enthalpy will be 0. So now what I need to find out? I need to find out just the change in entropy. So I'll find the change in entropy. So the answer what I'll get it is 0.4 kilojoules per kg. It has been repeated, kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay. So I need to find out. So that's what they have given. The change in enthalpy is 0. So now I need to find out the change of entropy and enthalpy during the constant entropy process. Okay. So constant entropy process means SB is equal to SC. Since SB is equal to SC, the difference of this will yield me what? 0. Okay. So in this particular condition, I need to find out only the change in enthalpy. That is, change in enthalpy is what? HB minus HC. If I substitute the value of HB and SC, I'll get the answer as 315 kilojoules per kg. So what we did in this particular problem, they have asked us to find out the change in enthalpy and change in entropy for three conditions. They had given three conditions: entry, mid and the exit condition. Okay. So when the steam is expanded from A to B, the process is constant enthalpy process. When the steam is expanding from B to C, it's a constant entropy process. That's what he has given in the problem. So what I did, we searched for the pressure line where the pressure is 7 bar and the temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. The intersection of these two lines is marked as A. Since the first two processes are enthalpy process, the constant enthalpy process, HA is equal to HB. So I got the value of HA from here. And I'll draw a straight vertical line. From that, I'll get the value of SCA. Okay. Since it's an enthalpy process, I'll continue the horizontal line towards right. Till where I'll continue? Till it intersects with the pressure line. 3 bar pressure line. So again the intersection of these two lines is marked as point B. Okay. This point B, I'll draw a vertical line. I'll draw a vertical line that will give me, the process B to C is a isentropic process or a constant entropy process. Therefore, SB will be equal to SC. So I'll make a note of this values. Then the last thing is I need to find out HC. For that, what I'll do, the exit pressure is 0.5. So I'll search for the pressure line where the pressure is 0.5. The intersection of this line and the pressure line will give me the point C. I'll draw a horizontal line. I'll obtain HC. This is what we did. And at last, we find out the value of change in enthalpy and change in entropy. For constant enthalpy process, the change in enthalpy will be 0. That means we need to find out only the change in entropy value. Then what we did? Then for the second process where the entropy, for constant entropy process, the change in entropy will be 0. For that particular case, we need to find out only the change of enthalpy. The change of enthalpy answer what we got was 315 kilojoules per kg. So in today's session, we solved a simple problem on entropy and we learned the definition of steam table and the Mollier chart. What do you mean by steam table? It's a table where all the properties of steam will be available, will be tabulated. That is called as a steam table. What do you mean by a Mollier chart? So Mollier chart is the graphical representation of the steam table is called as a Mollier chart. Then we solved two problems on Mollier chart. That is how to find out the enthalpy value and entropy value. I think you all have understood the definition of steam table, the Mollier chart, and how to solve the problem by using a Mollier chart. That's it for this particular session. Thank you one and all.